welcome to EduSearch Clinics. I am Dr. Gunjan Desai, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this brand new series of EduSearch called Patient Talks. It gives us great pleasure to launch this series on the World Cancer Day, which is an attempt of the Union for International Cancer Control or UICC to spread awareness on cancer and to create action at different levels to educate the masses regarding what is cancer, how it can be treated, why it happens, what are the symptoms when you should meet your doctor, and these all actions in turn will lead to reduction in the number of advanced cancer cases that we see in our country today. So let us dive into the digestive tract cancer awareness series of the Patient Talks. So in the digestive tract cancer awareness series, as you all know by now, we are discussing what causes cancer in the particular organ of the digestive tract. What are the risk factors of cancer, and are you at risk for cancer of this particular organ? What are the symptoms and when you should meet your doctor? So this is the second video in this series on the specific organ. If you missed the first one, it was on liver and you can see in this playlist. The second is on pancreas. So again, I would like to highlight why we created this series, and this is important because the aim of this series is awareness. That is, you be aware of the symptoms and you meet your doctor or a counselor if you are at familial risk of cancer. So this series has been created because more than 10 million people die from cancer every year, and this number is alarming because more than 1/3 of these can be avoided. And how we can avoid this is by two ways. One is by early detection. If we detect the cancer at an early stage, it can be cured. Or prevention, that is, we prevent cancer from occurring in few of the people in the society. And both of these are possible through awareness, through spreading knowledge and education. So share these videos to your colleagues, friends and community. And by taking action in the form of improving your lifestyle, taking measures of prevention as discussed in each video, and to meet your doctor as and when you see any symptoms that are seen in this presentation. So again, we go in the same way. The pancreas is located in the central and upper abdomen, just above the navel. If you see the pancreas, usually when you see the digestive system, the pancreas is hidden. The yellow structure in this is the pancreas. And if we see an enlarged view of this area, this is how the pancreas looks in the body. So it is somewhere in the upper central abdomen. This is the location of pancreas. It is more towards the back than front. So why pancreas is important? A lot of patients ask, what does pancreas do? And the main two functions of pancreas is, one, it produces enzymes which help in digestion. And these enzymes are secreted in the intestine when we consume food. And these help in digestion of fat, protein as well as sugar. And sugar is one of the most important constituents of food where pancreas plays a role, because pancreas produces insulin. All of the people know diabetic patients take insulin. This is because the insulin produced by pancreas is either not sufficient or it is not working due to resistance. So this insulin is produced by pancreas. Again, pancreas also secretes a lot of water and a lot of alkali, bicarbonate, which neutralizes the acid produced by stomach. So stomach releases acid and pancreas releases alkali. So as I said, the most important function is sugar balance, which the pancreas regulates by producing insulin, which reduces sugar levels, and glucagon as a hormone, which increases sugar levels when required. So this is the important function of pancreas, digestion and sugar balance. So next we will see what are the risk factors for pancreatic cancer. And the most common risk factor is smoking. This tobacco causes more than 25% of pancreatic cancers. Heavy weight is obesity with body mass index more than 30 is a risk factor for pancreatic cancer. And just like in liver hepatitis, infection or long-standing inflammation actually of pancreas is called pancreatitis. When it is long-standing, it is chronic pancreatitis. And chronic pancreatitis due to various causes, most common of which is alcohol or gallbladder stones causing pancreatitis, or again smoking, drug induced and hereditary pancreatitis. So these are some of the common causes of chronic pancreatitis, and long-standing pancreatic inflammation can lead to pancreatic cancer. Again, I would stress that not all patients of chronic pancreatitis will have pancreatic cancer, so there should not be fear. But if you have chronic pancreatitis, you should at least be in surveillance with a doctor so that if cancer happens, it can be identified early. The aim is to prevent or detect early. That is the aim of awareness. So now if you see these risk factors, there is scope for prevention as well, because if you stop alcohol and stop smoking and do physical activity, again more than 30% of cases of pancreatic cancer can be prevented. Now, like I said before, there are non-modifiable risk factors such as age. As you grow old, the risk increases. Male gender has more risk than female. And in pancreatic cancer, there are a lot of hereditary diseases or genetic mutations which can cause pancreatic cancer. These run in family. Now, there is a difference between familial and hereditary, but for awareness purpose, I am not going into the details of it. The basis is that if you have a person with a cancer in family, you should at least have one open discussion with your doctor or your medical friend or a counselor to know the risk of cancer in the rest of the family members. This is very important, and this is one area where there is scope for prevention. So hereditary breast and ovarian cancer syndrome, that is females with breast cancer can also have pancreatic cancer. Then there is a skin cancer syndrome which can again cause pancreatitis. There is familial tendency of pancreatitis to happen in the family, and each of these persons can be at risk for cancer. Colon cancer, HNPCC or Lynch syndrome again predisposes a person and his or her family to pancreatic cancer. So when you have a cancer in family, how to identify if it's hereditary? There are some easy markers of this. One is if there is a family member with cancer at a young age, and we call young less than 50. So if you have a first degree relative with cancer at the age less than 50, you should have a discussion with your doctor for hereditary cancer and do tests, genetic tests accordingly. If you have two or three family members with cancer, not necessarily young, but more than one or two with similar cancers, this is again a broad marker where you should have a word with the doctor. Family history is very important in cancer. So once we have seen this, let us see how you can identify if you have pancreatic disease, which may be pancreatic cancer. Again, I am stressing not all these symptoms are produced only by cancer. These are symptoms which suggest that there is a disease in the pancreas. Very important marker of chronic pancreatitis worsening or developing cancer is adult onset diabetes. That is, if you are non-diabetic till 50-60 years of age, you have no pancreatic disease, and if suddenly there is onset of diabetes, these patients definitely need a screening of the abdomen to rule out pancreatic cancer. This is one of the very important factors to identify a possible pancreatic lesion, probable cancer, is adult onset diabetes. Again, jaundice, as discussed in the liver disease part, jaundice can also occur when the bile duct is blocked by pancreatic tumor. Unplanned weight loss and loss of appetite or early satiety. Usual markers of cancer: loss of appetite, feeling less hungry, feeling full early, and unintentional weight loss. These are usual markers of different cancers in the body. Greasy, sticky stools. Now, this is very commonly seen in patients with chronic pancreatitis. This is because the patients with pancreatitis have decreased enzyme function of pancreas, so the fat digestion is affected. That is why these patients have greasy, sticky stools, which we call steatorrhea, due to increased undigested fat in stool. Now, these patients are usually given medicines which are enzymes to help in the digestion. However, if this control of medicine on digestion goes, so there is worsening of a symptom, again it is a sign of pancreatic disease. Feeling of a lump in the abdomen can be gallbladder in the right upper abdomen. Again, nausea or vomiting which may or may not contain blood. Fever and pain in upper abdomen which usually goes to back. So pancreatic disease patients have a typical pain which is in the upper abdomen, can increase after meals, and it radiates to back. That is, they have in the pain in the front as well as in the back of the tummy, and they get relieved when they lean forward or lie on the side, and the pain increases when they lie on the back. This is typical pain of pancreatic disease. So if you have any of these symptoms, especially adult onset diabetes or worsening of symptoms of chronic pancreatitis, as well as loss of appetite and weight, this is a time when you should meet your doctor and discuss the symptoms. So preventive strategies we have already discussed: weight loss, quit alcohol and smoking, exercise 30 minutes a day or more than 250 minutes a week, treat diabetes and control weight, bring the BMI to at least less than 30 or to your standard as per your height. How to identify issues early? Know your risk in the family. If you have a risk of hereditary cancer, then you should consult a doctor or a genetic counselor and get tested accordingly. Again, if you have symptoms, meet your doctor as soon as possible for early detection. And all patients who have chronic pancreatitis, these patients should be made aware about these symptoms, as well as they should be educated and they should be on regular follow-up with their doctor. And they should be screened for cancer so that if it happens, it is detected at a very early stage. This can be done using ultrasound, CAT scan or a CT scan of the abdomen and MRI. CEA and CA19-9 are tumor markers in this disease, which can be a simple blood test. So this is how we can prevent or detect pancreatic cancer early. The aim is to spread awareness and educate you so that you can identify the symptoms and meet your doctor. So if you like the approach to this series, please spread it to as many people as possible and request them also to share it to as many people as possible in the society. If you are a doctor, share this with your patients who can then spread it more so that we can increase awareness regarding cancer. For only with the right knowledge can the fear be conquered and the people can be made aware, and we can reduce mortality and morbidity due to this disease called cancer. Thank you.